So if you're a fitness coach or personal trainer watching this, you undoubtedly want to grow your business. And a huge part of that is getting more clients. But I know from my own perspective, working over the 400 coaches, if you can average 2 inquiries per week and you can hold on to each client for 8 months, that's 8K per month guaranteed. You'll grow towards 8K, but you'll also maintain 8K per month because that's what you need to fight churn. So those are the 2 key metrics I look at when I take on people and I work one-on-one with them. And in this video, I want us to focus more on the acquisition side of things. So what I want to do here is break down how you optimize your social profile on your bio. This is a really important stage because it controls how people perceive you. And it's a big part of that 2 inquiries per week process. So let's get into it. Now, I've got my screen up here. What I want to go through is what we see on the bio itself, what we see in the highlights, and then the pin posts. 98% of people will not scroll below what we see right here. So it's really important that we optimize this and we show yourself off in your best light. Otherwise, no matter how good your content is, if people come in here and we don't make them stick and they perceive you poorly, then people aren't going to inquire. So this is a really big lever. Small hinges move big doors. So that's exactly what it is. And I've got 3 profiles to kind of go through and illustrate what I mean. Now, firstly, when we look at a bio and when you look at your Instagram, you could bring it up right now. What you want to do is look at the picture. Is it welcoming? Is it inviting? When I look at that and I look at the profile, is it clear that you're a coach? But also, do you look approachable? I've had one of my clients, he's actually just hit 100 clients recently. His first profile photo, he was doing a trap flare. And his traps looked impressive, but he looked really aggressive. He's actually a genuinely lovely guy. But if the profile if it looks intimidating and you're just trying to show off like how big you are, that can put a lot of people off. And approachable is probably the most important word to focus on. Do you look approachable? So that's probably a key requisite for what you actually look like in your profile picture. And then typically when you look at your name here, it's a good opportunity to put your title here. I see so many people put it in the bio and use characters, but you can actually just put your title, your role, or what you do there. So with Angus's profile, we've got his name and then we've got his title there. And then typically when you look at the written text in here, this is the first line is typically who you help and how. A line underneath that for validation, and then a call to action underneath that. Now, when you actually look on mobile views, I think you can see this, but when I'm looking on desktop, I had to click to see more. We really want to optimize that sentence to be visible as much as possible. Obviously, 88% of traffic is mobile, so you really want to have mobile in mind rather than desktop, but for the purposes of doing this video, desktop's easier. So let's just talk through the first line. This is where you want to focus in on your target market. A lot of people get this wrong when they focus on demographic really quickly. You want to focus on situational problems. That way, if you focus on the problems that your service is designed to solve and the problems you have experience in tackling, for example, if there's a certain diet that you use, or if you know that if a lot of people are sedentary and you know their low activity is an issue and you look at volume eating, that could be enough of a problem to solve where it's just like low activity, what can you do to get the metabolism up, or what can you do to increase their NEAT, and how can you shift some of those denser meals to more calorie sparse meals. That's the right word, sparse, isn't it? How can you shift that basically? Stop eating a bucket load of chicken, but what can you do to move that way? And so that first line, you want to look at, okay, well, cool. You know, I help sedentary people. I help people who sit on their arse all day doing office work, get 6 packs and drop weight with my volume eating process, something like that. Again, you can refine it, but that's the format. I help solve this issue using this approach. And the approach, it can be a bit jazzy. You know, at the end of the day, it's something that's relatively new, is quite exciting. And the thing is, when you put something new in there, if it looks different, if it looks bite-sized, that's a benefit because people can understand it. Again, people are looking at this, you've probably got like 3 seconds to capture attention and to make it stick. But if it's clear, if there's clarity here, and also if there's if it feels like there's something a little bit new they haven't tried before, you immediately get past that. Will it work for me? Will it not work for me? I've seen this before. I've categorized. I know what this is. It won't work. I've tried it, and then off. So having a little bit of like, when you look at your approach, your method, describing it in a relatively unique way without being a bullshit marketer. You need to get the balance right because there's lots of horseshit out there. But if you could tread the line very carefully, so it does appeal to a target market, it does feel a little bit unique, that's the sweet spot. So that's the first line. Validation here. Obviously, Angus co-hosts a podcast. To be fair, Nathan could improve that. He could add some more. And then we've got the founder of a whole program. So if you have client results, how many people you work with, how many people you've helped to date, your experience. I will say experience is significantly better than qualifications. Qualifications, no one cares. Your colleagues care, but they don't pay you. Whereas the clients, they want to see that what you've done or what you can do for them, you've done for other people 10 times, 50 times, 100 times over. So with this, you've got to add some validation and then a call to action. It's very simple. The call to action is just very simple, where to go and what to do. Then we can actually look at the links. So in here, we've got a landing page. Absolutely nothing wrong with landing pages. They're pretty solid. We're not going to go into the full structure of a landing page in this video because that's a bit extensive, but you've got another landing page there. What has it got? We've got a few landing pages. You can have forms or landing pages. The thing about a landing page, basically website, is it offers more validation. You know, all of a sudden you have something called or the VSL, video sales letter. It's just a video which typically connects the issues that you solve and then the method, and basically explains the buyer a little bit more process in a little bit further detail. And then you have the validation underneath that, and then you have a little bit more context into what's a little bit more about you, your process, your background, breaking down what they're going to get or what they can expect to experience, case studies, and then testimonials at the end. And if we look at Nathan's as well, it's something similar. Basically headline, details of the process, call to action button, more details, a little bit more about some of the problems probably, what's included, what you're going to get, and then you'll actually get probably a bit more of a, what is this? A bit more of a case study. More case studies, more validation, another call to action, and then like a final FAQ. Same with Lewis. Just validation. Just a lot of validation. Solid. So that's where they go to inquire. Obviously, with each of those you had buttons, that would be a form. I recommend probably forms rather than directly calls because you'll find that people fill out a form more quickly, and for some of you might need to have a conversation prior to getting on a call just to find out if they're the right fit. So that is the actual, the short part of the bio. Then you can look at your highlights. Typically find highlights are really useful to add more information here. So you only get a limited amount of characters. Whereas if you can go into here and then you can add in maybe details, typically what I recommend is obviously having client reviews, having details about the service. If you look at mine, I've got client wins they send to me. I've got like the trophies or the financial targets they hit. I've got video testimonials, I've got a little bit about my life, and then I've got like a little start here where it kind of gives you a full rundown of exactly what I focus on. So for me, it's like this is what I do. This is like the concept of my service. There's a link to the results I produced so far. There's some bit more explanation about the different backgrounds, different types of people I've helped, and then where they've got to, and the fact it's one-to-one. And then off the back of that, there's a bit more, well, obviously more validation. And then there, last slide was a call to action. So you could do something similar when it comes to your highlights. Again, it's just more context. Typically testimonials, which are video testimonials, you have transformations. Maybe you could do a bit more about what they get on in the inside of service. Maybe cover a bit about the checking process, diets, your approach, your methodology, something about you. And then with Angus, obviously, he's running the podcast. And then we look at the pin posts. Again, this is probably where the bio, in terms of optimizing it, ends. But with the pin posts, what you really want to do is, from my perspective, is having three different facets. You want to have results. You want to have a little bit more detail. Maybe this is a case study. And then you want details of how it works. So what we're going to go into now is we're going to watch how the coaching service works, because it just gives people opportunity to find out a little bit more of what's included.
This journey. You aren't comfortable with the way you look. You might be dreading your summer holiday, or you feel like you don't belong in the gym, or you're not proud of what you see in the mirror. You might have tried running your ass off, jumping around in your living room, or every diet under the sun, and you've never managed to build any momentum.
So You start off this video with basically labeling the struggles that your target market face. So the reason we do this is it makes people lean in. They want, if we can capture the attention by referencing things that we know they struggle with, then that's the first thing. Who is the service designed for?
You, you legend, are exactly the person that I help. Not only will I transform the way you look and feel about yourself, I'll teach you everything you need to know about what works for you and ensure you have the knowledge to take forward to keep progressing and never have to worry about how you look and feel about yourself ever again. So I can already hear you.
So again, a little bit of context on what the outcome's going to be, overcoming some pain points and then giving them that expectation.
Asking, how on earth does this work? Well, buckle up and let me explain. This is completely personalized to you. Every single individual is different, so it's essential we create something that is tailored. For example, I have John, who has 3 children and is making more progress than ever before, and Alistair, who isn't ready to start in the gym yet, so he's smashing his body weight workout routine and losing fat with ease. We would start with a consultation call so I can get an understanding of what you actually want and what you have tried before, so we're not retracing old steps. And you can get to where you want to be more quickly.
So again, just covering aspects of the service, what they're going to get, step-by-step approach.
Successful coaching is all about understanding how you work and how we are going to optimize your fitness journey. I don't do dramatic changes, or will I sacrifice your current lifestyle. So I need to learn more about you so I can create you a plan that is going to get you the best results possible. All your tailored workouts will be at your fingertips and will come through your app, which I'll be updating daily for you. You'll have videos of all the exercises with allocated sets, reps, and rest time. On top of
So again, making it convenient, showing the benefits of the service, not just the features of the service.
that, you'll be able to upload videos of yourself performing exercises so I can give you technique analysis. I take away all the guesswork for you so that if you don't have the time, we're able to adapt everything so it suits your current daily life. The nutrition side of things is once again personalized to you. I get an understanding of what you like to consume on a daily basis and make my...
So in essence, it's details of what's included and what people can expect, because you'll actually find that online coaching, a lot of people don't know what it is still. I know it's a growing market, it's been established, well, it actually goes back like sort of 10 years, but everyone knows what personal training is, but online coaching, it's a little bit of a gray area. So going through the features of the service, explain the benefits and how it will help people and how it's going to overcome their specific issues and give them what they specifically want, because you know your target market. That's a big thing, which, yeah, we just want to put everything like that in the video. And then what you do is you add that up, you see the results as well. Right next to it, you see the side-by-side transformations, good carousel showing the best of what you can offer people, what they can expect. And then here we just got a testimonial.
And I'm doing a quick testimonial about my first 12 weeks.
It's a phenomenal testimonial that. You understand what a testimonial is. But in essence, hearing from a client's perspective, from their experience going through this, more details of what you can expect to go through the process, and then obviously proof it works. Super, super important. And we can look at, Nathan does this really well. He does it with the carousel with Dave. If you look at Dave, goes through the journey, basically, explaining the life before, and then like the struggles they faced, and then details of how they work together to overcome this, so on forth, and you've got a testimonial at the end. So this is like a case study, I would say, client case study at the top. What we do, here you go, there's Nathan talking about.
Years now and seeing the 100 lives we've been able to transform and create lifelong results for, or this is your first time upon the page, you're probably wondering at some point, what is coaching? Especially what is coaching at CBK?
It's funny that. He's almost repeating my words. So there we go. It's just understanding exactly what the coaching is, what his service is, and explain it in clear detail and what people can expect. Obviously, you got the expectation of results. You got Chris's journey. Again, testimonial.
That connection that I wanted. So they got the plan to.
So very similar format. And then when we look at Big Nev, he's basically got a bit about himself. So this is a bit of a breakdown into who the coach is or who Nev is. Then you've got the client results as well. And then we've got, this is a video about not specifically his service, it's probably just like an offer he's running at the moment.
Confusing fitness advice from airhead influencers telling you can't eat carbs past 8 p.m. to lose weight. Or that you need to walk backwards on speed 6, incline 12, 30 minutes daily to lose stubborn fat. Or you need to slam apple cider vinegar shots every morning to get the body you deserve.
Again, barriers, current struggles, things that he knows his target market will encounter over and over again. Again, it's just referencing the barriers to draw in the right people and get them interested before we can deliver the offer. Because if you deliver the offer but no one's interested, it doesn't matter. It lands short.
Well, I've solved that problem. Introducing your customized fat burning formula, the Extension Accelerator. I'll tell you exactly how much you need to eat with your personalized nutritional blueprint. You'll get a laser-focused training plan tailored to your preferences and schedule. Learn how to maximize your gym ROI and diet sustainably. No wanky 5-minute belly blaster programs or carnivore diets here. It's completely free, no strings attached. I just want to cut through the bullshit that's out there. Message me ready to get started.
Yeah, so short, sweet, giving the offer, and again, feature, benefit, so on and so forth. So when you look at that bio, I just want to state this because I see so many coaches fuck this up, where they put so much time and effort into content. They even go into the dark arts of cold messaging people. But if you don't represent yourself off in your best light with top 2 pin posts, it's just like a huge factor. It's like, yeah, trying to run to lose weight, where your macros are like all over the place. You don't know if you don't track and you don't know what you're eating. So making sure that people know exactly what you have to offer is key. Clarity is the biggest thing here. And look at it this way. If someone sees a reel and they go on your profile and they bounce off, or they maybe just, they're left to add up all the information they see in 10-second increments on your short form content, how long is that going to take for someone to inquire with you? Whereas if that one person first time sees a reel, gets the hook, feels like it's interesting, clicks your name, goes and lands on your profile, and in that one point of contact, they then see a little bit more about you, which makes them stick in the bio. They might browse a few highlights. They scroll down, they'll probably check out your client results first because it's literally a pattern recognition of before and after, or spot the difference. So they'll literally drawn to that subconscious spot the difference. That's why I don't really like covers of here are my client results. I just prefer the actual result itself, because that's going to probably draw more people in to then try and look and analyze the difference. It's a subconscious pattern. So that will make people believe, well, okay, you can get results on people who look like me. There's the proof. And then they might be a little bit intrigued to hear about the actual experience. So if you have testimonials, that's great. Or it's a bit about you. So they then listen to your clients. And then if they can then look at the video on how your service works to gather more details, that person all of a sudden, instead of just having to avoid every other reel on Instagram to add up the information in your reels to be informed over a year, instead of that, they can land on, they can see proof it works, they can hear about how your clients have gone through the process, and they can hear exactly how you work, what they can expect, the results they can expect, the benefits of your service, how much more convenient it is, the fact it's specifically tailored to you because you are referencing their struggles, and then you reference their outcome, their ultimate outcome that they want. That one point of contact is so much more valuable, and they're so much more warmed up to exactly what you are. So this is why focusing on the bio and optimizing it and putting these pieces in place is critical, because it will control the rate of how people warm up to you. And if you're not getting inquiries right now, if you're not getting a regular stream of people messaging or filling up that form, this could be a massive reason why. And if you need help with this, you can book in a call below, or you can message me. I can order this for you for free. I'll go through what you've got in your bio and I'll give you an insight. And from my perspective, someone who has worked with 400 plus coaches, I will tell you where you're going wrong and what we can do to increase the volume of people coming through off the bio. And that's a big part of it. Obviously, content's important. You need good content to pull people in. You need good story strategy, but setting yourself up right is a big factor to kind of create that stickiness and create that conversion and accelerate the volume of people encountering you to the volume of people informed about you. And that's it. If you look at that pyramid, it's just like, well, people need to know about you, they need to know you exist in order to inquire, and then they need to be semi-interested in what you've got to offer. So we're looking at that conversion up that stage, and the bio is huge. So I hope that helps. If you do need a bit more direct help on this, like I said, you can book in a call below and we can go through exactly what you've got and we can map it to your audience as well. See you in the next one.